Yeah, your last whole subgroup here in this section. Multivariable trinomials where a is not equal to 1. Okay, so very similar to the last one. Go ahead and we can do trial and error, or you can do the AC. Let's just do the AC. Easier for me to show. So 2 times 3. Now, if you're pretty good at trial and error, just go to trial and error. 2 times 3, we're going to have 6. The factors of 6 that are going to sum to that middle term 7. 6 and 1, that's going to work out. So 2a squared plus, and again, we're splitting that 7 up across, so it's 7ab, so it's going to be plus 6ab plus 1. I'll put a 1 there just for emphasis, 1ab plus 3b squared. And now just do your grouping. Let's see around those. And then what can I pull out of the first group is a 2a, and what am I left with? A plus 3b plus, I can pull out a b, and then what am I left with? A plus 3b. And I have my common factor I can pull out. And so I'm going to pull that out, a plus 3b. And what am I left with? Got a 2a in that first grouping plus b. All right, 2 more. So what are we going to have here? 3a squared minus 5ab minus 2b squared. Very similar. We've got a negative 6. So find ways I can combine negative 6 to get a negative 5. And I know that one's going to be positive and one's going to be negative. So we could do 6 and 1 if that 6 is negative and the 1 is positive. We're rewriting this 3a squared. We'll say minus 6ab plus 1ab. I'll put an emphasis, but put a 1 there. 1ab minus 2b squared. Let's group it up. So let's pull out common factor in that first group is going to be what? 3a. What do I have left with here? A minus 2b. And I can pull out a b in this first one. This group here. And I'm left with a minus 2b. That's nice. I've got the same factor here. I knew I would. So I'm going to get a minus 2b times 3a plus b. Okay, last one here. Everything's positive. 4 times 3, 12. The factors of 12 that are going to sum to 2. They all have to be positive. That's not going to happen, is it? I got 12 and 1, 4 and 3, 6 and 2. All those multiply to 12, but none of them sum to 2. Now, if that had been a 13, that'd be good. So this one is prime. So I've got some common mistakes there. Forgetting to multiply AC before factoring. Make sure you do that like we've done on these other ones. Don't skip that GCF. So this is the #1 rule of factoring. Pull out a GCF. I've seen students, they work 20 minutes on one factoring problem because the numbers get so big or they get a little unwieldy because they didn't pull out a GCF to begin with. So make sure you pull out that GCF out. Missing or flipping signs during the grouping. Just like on this one over, we didn't have any on this multivariable one, but when we had to slide in the parentheses, you got to make sure you compensate that sign. So be careful with that. And then, don't put prime because you can't factor it, right? As one student once told me, I couldn't factor it, so I put prime. I thought that was prime was. No, the prime is that it can't be factored. It's not that you can't factor it. So don't put prime too quickly. I'm not going to put me and most teachers are not going to riddle a test with a bunch of primes. We'll put a couple on there, right? Just to make sure. I hope that helps.